So guys, I don't know what to expect today, but I'm sure that whatever it is we need will be brought forth for us. So don't be shy about asking your questions. And something you also should understand, often when you ask a question and I start channeling your answer, the answer will come through as kind of like a surface level thing. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, wow, I really wanted more than that. It's okay to ask for more, because what happens is they'll give you that little drib and drab. And if you're good with that, great, we'll move on. But if you want more, you need to ask for more, and then we'll delve into it deeper. So just keep that in mind. Doug, thank you. And you can't ask for too much from your guides and angels. They are with you all the time and just asking for you to call upon them to help you. So now more than ever, we all need to be cognizant of calling upon our guides and angels and letting them help us with whatever we need and more. You know, I sent you an email about the song Lean on Me. As I'm writing that song, it's just blasting through my head. It's okay, can you be more obvious? I get it, yeah, but apparently I needed to share that with you, so that's why they were blasting it while I was writing. And yeah, we all need to lean on each other now, because this is a time of coming together. Maybe that's what this whole thing is all about, to encourage us to come together and to support each other. Adelina, Katja, welcome. Glad you could be with us today.
Hello. Thank you for doing this reading.
Oh, you're so welcome. Always happy to see you. Dawn, welcome. CMJ, welcome. All right. So you guys want to start with a short little grounding, and just to get everybody centered and ready to go?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So just sit back and let your body relax. Shake out your fingers and your toes. Take a couple of deep, deep cleansing breaths. Just allow that life-giving oxygen to move gently through your body, nourishing your tissues. Knowing that there's a plentiful supply, always more than enough. Our Creator has delivered to us an abundant universe, always more than enough. We just need to ask. And as you exhale with each breath, just feel the tensions and the cares and the worries slip away, moving down your body, slipping out through your toes and the bottoms of your feet. Allowing you a deep connection with Mother Earth, who supports us all, who loves us all. Feel that connection to the earth. And now tilt your head back just a little bit, and with your eyes closed, look up, and you'll see that beautiful column of white, pure, glistening light. That is Source, that is Creator, life-giving energy flowing down towards you. Again, an abundant supply, always more than we need, always available for the asking. And as that light reaches the top of your head, it sinks down into your crown chakra, slowly makes its way through your body, energizing every cell in your body, lighting you up with the knowledge that you are so very loved. You are cared for. You are precious, each and every one, equally loved and precious by your Creator. And in this moment, your Creator wants you to know that you are so amazing. You are beautiful, magnificent, resplendent. Your Creator marvels at who and what you are. Only love, not criticism, not judgment, love and support on your soul journey. For you truly are magnificent. And each day on your soul journey, you become more magnificent. And this journey is about you, beautiful soul, expanding your consciousness and reaching for what brings you joy. And know that that is not selfish. Know that that is the way to nourish yourself so that you will be empowered, enlivened, enriched, so that you will have more to share with others. And you will want to, because that's how you're wired. You're wired to share that divine abundance with the world. But you get to choose how you do that. Just allow it to flow from you in the ways that delight you, that bring you to peace and to bliss. And that is available to all of us every day, all day. So just notice how your body is now filled with that amazing, warm, delightful source energy. You might feel it tickling at the neurons, coursing through your brain, lighting you up. Lighting you up like a ping pong. What is that? A pinball machine. That's what I'm seeing, everybody. I'm seeing a pinball machine. And it's just popping around and lighting us all up and energizing us so that we will be prepared to face not only today, but every day. Calm, grounded, knowing how loved and protected we are. So take a couple more deep breaths. And when you're ready, just shake off your fingers and your toes. Open your eyes and come back to our group. Did you feel that pinball energy bopping around in your body? That was pretty cool. Okay, Tom, go ahead. What's your question today?
Yeah, I just want to get a message from my guides.
Anything in particular or just whatever they have to share?
Yeah, just whatever they have to share. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So what do you have to share with Tom today? He's seeking guidance. I'm seeing these sparkling stars. They're popping on like little neon signs, but they look like stars. They have that beautiful white shimmery quality of stars. So this feels like a call for you, Tom, to look up, to seek guidance, to know that it is coming to you, and to allow yourself to feel the magic that's present in every day of your life, because it truly is there, whether you're aware of it or not. So this is about you, Tom, tuning in and being more present in the moment. It's not allowing all of the stuff that's going on around you to distract you from that, because I feel you are needing a little course correction right now. I'm seeing you now like a boat. And so there your guides are, and they're just nudging you back and forth to help you stay on course. And trust that. Know that they're always there. You don't have to be afraid that you're going to get lost, because should you need a little extra guidance, all you have to do is reach out and it's right there. They'll hold your hands, they'll guide you and support you on that journey. Does that make sense, Tom?
Yes. Yes.
Is that what you were seeking?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Are you good with that?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
So the job, I just got a brand new job. I had only been there 6 weeks. Horrible place to work. So I still need employment. I know that I'm working on my spiritual growth. Just wondering if what you see for that as far as, you know, work and bringing in the money.
Okay. So what can you tell Jen about career options and bringing in the money? I'm seeing you on one of those pads, and you're going down you might want to mute just for a sec to get rid of the echo, Jen. You're on one of those pads and you're going down a water slide. Oops, maybe that's somebody else. There we go. Okay, that's better. So you're going down this water slide on this mat, right? And you're like a kid. You're happy and you're wee, and you're just having so much fun going down this slide. And in that moment, Jen, there's none of that worry. There's none of that concern about the future, because you just know in this moment everything is fine. And you know you're going to go down this slide, and then if you want to, you can go back up and you can go down again as many times as you like, because it's about you experiencing that joie de vivre of life and just making the most of every minute. So this feels like they're just encouraging and supporting and letting you know you don't need to worry. One foot in front of the other, just keep moving forward, and they will bring opportunities into your path. So it's when you get into that worry energy that you block and you don't see them, because they're all around you. It's like sand on the beach. It's that plentiful. But when you get into fear mode, which we all do from time to time, then it's like we're wearing blinders and we can't see all that guidance that's right there waiting for us. So in that moment, if you do feel that stress and a little bit of fear and panic rising up, just stop and remember that trip down the water slide where you were in just perfect alignment with your soul, and you were safe and protected, having a great time, and just knowing that there was nothing wrong. Everything was perfect for you. Recapture that energy. When you meditate, find that energy, and then from that space, allow it to expand, because there's a greater message they want to share with you, but you're not quite ready to hear it yet. So I'm feeling it in my heart chakra expanding for you. There's more, and they're inviting you to dance and experience more of that with them. So just do the breathe, relax, allow mantra. Let it come to you. You don't have to go out and beat the bushes. They will bring it to you. And then when you see those opportunities, pick the very most delicious one and go explore it and see how that works out.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is that good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. All right, let me just pop down. So Mike wants to know if he's missing anything that he should be addressing. So for Mike, is there anything missing? And Mike, I'm seeing you with your hand over your eyebrows and you're looking out at the horizon, and you are just being so vigilant. In fact, that's what you're being, too vigilant. More relaxing, Mike. Don't try so hard. It doesn't have to be an effort. It's when you get into that effort again that you're blocking what they're trying to show you. So just remember again, breathe, relax, allow. You don't have to work hard for the people and the things to come into your awareness that you are desiring to serve. Metatron had a talk with me about this recently, because I was frustrated. I'm saying, Metatron, I'm showing up every month and I only get a handful of people. Why are not more people coming? Because this is a fabulous service and they need it. I know they need it. Why aren't they showing up? And it was like, okay, down girl, it's all right. I'm bringing the ones who need to be here. Just relax, allow, don't worry about it. So Mike, I feel that pull in your heart and that desire, that big desire to serve. And just know it's all perfect the way it is. Those who need what you have to offer, who are seeking you out, are coming. They are being guided to you. Can't force it. We just have to breathe, relax, allow, and let them come to us in the right timing, because that's the other thing. There's that right timing, you know. They're not always ready at the time that here we are waiting to give to them. So we have to be patient, and we just have to do what we can in each moment and be okay with that. Relax into it and know that what we're doing is perfect. Okay, it looks like you put a message in there for me. If you want to unmute yourself, Mike, and respond, that's fine.
Oh, I did unmute myself.
Okay.
What you said is exactly what I was expecting. I just wanted to be certain that I was on track. Because while everybody's panicking everywhere, I just received their calls and put their fires out, and everything's just very peaceful within me, regardless of all the other stuff.
And that's perfect. That's how it should be. You are the anchor right now for those people who are panicking and who need that help. So I want you to know, I almost wrote this to you guys and then I took it out because I didn't want to go negative. But, you know, I had 2 days this week where I just gave myself permission to say, you know, stop the world. I want to get off because, you know, Mike, here we are, we're serving, but sometimes we have to serve ourselves. So don't forget that self-care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, you know, I had a lot of stuff to do. I really didn't have the time to spare, but I needed to do that so that I could be ready today to serve in whatever way that I could serve. So I took those 2 days and I just watched YouTube videos and shut the world out and, you know, took that mental, spiritual break so that I could come back. And
I have been doing that also.
yeah,
Because and when I come back, I'm refreshed and I'm able to do more expediently.
yeah, and that's so important. So for those of us who are serving in this capacity, it's really important to be kind to yourself, to serve yourself first so that you will have more to offer to others. And, you know, sometimes we get so involved in helping that we do forget to take care of ourselves. And then we're going to get depleted and we'll be able to help fewer people. So really important. I'm so glad you're doing that, Mike. But now is the time when you're going to be needed more than ever. So do that self-care and be ready and just be that rock, be that anchor, because you've been practicing for this and you've been doing this for decades. And now it's really hitting the fan and getting more real than ever before. Life as we knew it is no longer. It's a whole different paradigm. So we're being called to come forward to develop our own sea legs really fast so we can help other people to strengthen their own sea legs.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thanks for being here.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, this is Zoe.
Hi, Zoe.
I'm calling from the East Coast, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hi. So what's your question?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a 3-time hurricane survivor. We have them a lot here in North Carolina, unfortunately. And I just didn't know, is all of the networking I'm doing to try to recover those funds, is that something I need to invest my time in? Because I tend to go into victim mode about certain things, and that just causes the worst adrenal fatigue ever. And then I get into this pity party. So I want to learn to focus my energy on being someone that is a solution-based individual.
Okay. So what do you have to share with Zoe? Yeah, you know, Zoe, when you start to get into that pity party, that's time to process it quickly and move out of it. You know, you can allow those feelings to come out. They're there. Don't suppress them. Let them out, but then move on past them quickly. And as far as the networking you're doing, that's feeling like it's kind of a swirling confusion. It's like it's kind of close, but it's not exactly there. There's something that needs to be tweaked a little bit, if that makes sense.
Oh.
So as you're moving through, I'm seeing you like parting the waves with your hands, and you're searching for just the exact perfect thing. And know that it doesn't have to be the exact perfect thing. Go with what feels right. Now, Zoe, more than ever is the time to move into your solar plexus and feel your way through your choices. Don't think your way through them, because your ego will be whispering in your ear and take you off track. Listen
Yes.
to your inner being. Feel through your solar plexus and choose those things that feel the most empowering and the most wonderful to you. And they will always be the right choices. And just, know you're going to be doing lots of course corrections as you feel your way through, because maybe something that felt really good in the moment will shift and it won't be as good in another moment. And then it's okay to course correct again. So just as you've navigated those hurricanes, you're going to be navigating what's coming for you. So just be fluid and allow yourself to flow with the situation. You don't want to be rigid because you'll break, right?
Of course.
So I'm seeing those big trees swaying, right? And so you want to be like those trees and sway and flow with it.
Bamboo.
Be aware of the resistance. When you feel yourself getting rigid, stop, recenter, do a little meditation, whatever you need to do to get back into the flow. So for you, Zoe, it's going to be a challenge in really being present, being mindful, checking in with yourself frequently and making those tiny little corrections, and you'll be fine. But keep moving forward. Don't get stuck in that negative pity party energy. Do that course correction and move forward and take baby steps, but just keep going forward. And
thank you.
Trust is coming up. So hold on to that trust and know your guides have got you. They're holding you by the hands, front, back, all around you. They're with you. So just lean on them.
Thank you so much, Miss Deborah. That was just refreshing on every level. I really needed that. I mean, I was really feeling like I was, taking a stab in the dark, and it causes my physical health to erode when I have those type of pity party energy. So thank you so much.
You're so welcome. So the recording of this call will be up on YouTube in a day or two, and then I'll put the individual messages up as well. So for all of you, you can go back and re-listen to your message, because I know for me, when I get messages, I don't remember them later in enough detail, and I want to go back and review. So that's why they're there, and they'll be available to you. So watch on the YouTube channel for them to be up. So Zoe, you can go back and listen to this message as many times as you need to help you get into that place of calm and peace. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
And
yes, ma'am. I need that. I need that so desperately. Thank you for that. That's going to really give me some rest. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thanks for being here. Okay. Agnes, you said you work in the Akasha, but you're struggling to connect and get clarity. What do your guides want to tell you about spiritual work? So you can go ahead and unmute yourself, and we'll just see, what do you have to share with Agnes? I'm seeing you wearing this headband. It's thin and it's like crocheted, and it's got a beautiful little, looks like a diamond, but I think it's probably a rhinestone, because it's got a tint to it that looks like it's a beautiful rhinestone. And so you put on the accoutrement of being a reader, right? Excuse me. But it's feeling like that's an outward thing. And they're saying, Agnes, this is coming from the inside out. So it's about more going within and more connection. And don't worry so much about the outward, because it's backward. If you start from the outside in, it's going to be harder. You're going to have to push harder to get through the layers. Whereas if you start from the inside out, connection with your soul and what your soul wants to do, it's like a little lack of clarity on direction, I feel is what they're trying to convey here. There's moving around. I'm feeling all this moving around and trying to adjust and not being comfortable. Does that make sense?
The outward part doesn't, because I very seldom, while I have a spiritual business, I also have a full-time corporate job, which is very, very busy. But in the spiritual business I don't typically, in fact, that's why I message you privately. I don't want to, I just felt out of respect, you don't say, well, I do what you do. You just don't do that. But so from an outward appearance, I choose the clients I wish to work with, somebody I feel like I have a connection with and can assist to tap into their own knowledge. But for myself lately, I'm finding that when I try to connect with my guides, it's not quite there. And it's almost like, and I remind myself, well, if you're not tapping in all the time, and if you're not making this your life, not just a side business, not just something you do on an occasional basis, we have to live this. And so now I'm questioning whether I'm really living my spirituality to the degree, because I feel like the connection is not as strong and I'm not getting clear messages from my guides.
Yeah, so there you are. That's what the discomfort is. It's like you're squiggling around in your seat. You can't find that comfortable space because you're in self-judgment. None of what you said is true. None of that. You don't have to be this, quote, spiritual being and be a certain way. You just be you and relax into it and don't judge it. I don't meditate as often as I should. And I think, oh my gosh, I should be meditating all the time and sharing all this beauty with the world. But excuse me, there's no shooting on ourselves. Let that go. In each day you make choices and then you have consequences and you just keep moving forward. So here you are, you're splitting your life between these two worlds, and that's fine. That's working for you. You do that. But don't judge yourself that you're not doing it perfectly or you're not doing it the way somebody else thinks it should be done. No, you're creating your own way of being and doing. And what I'm feeling is this shifting energy within you. You are shifting to a higher frequency. And there's some adjustments, you know, that's what all this swiggling around is. You're adjusting into that higher frequency. And that takes a little time. That has to process. You can't rush that. Mm-hmm. So for you, again, breathe, relax, allow. That's the mantra today. Actually, it's usually the mantra, but today especially. So more breathe, relax, allow, stop judging, and just flow into it. Allow it to evolve because it's going to. It needs to. It won't stay static. You wouldn't want it to.
Oh, gosh, no.
It's going to evolve, and it might be different 2 weeks from now than it is today. But just flow with it and know that as long as your intention is there to serve the highest and the best good, that's what you'll be doing without judgment.
All right, I appreciate that. Thank you so very much.
Does that help?
It certainly gives me a starting point. It's like if we're used to doing something a certain way and getting a certain result, when that seems to falter a little bit, I think that for me anyway, I can sit there and go, well, what are you doing differently? What are you doing wrong? And of course it's not. It's just something that's how it went today. That's not how it needs to go a minute from now or an hour from now. So breathe, relax, allow. I'm going to take that message to heart.
Yeah. And
all the other chakras.
Yes. And just know that when you're in a reading and you're delivering a message, if you're feeling like it's not perfect enough, that's again, ego, self-judgment. Let that go because you're bringing forward whatever you're being given. Mm-hmm. In that trust and confidence that it's right for that person. So stay in that energy. Let the critic go.
Right, and I'm really clear on that because I always tell clients, look, this means whatever it means to you. This I won't even remember this, in an hour from now. So I'm good about just trusting that the message is coming the way the message is supposed to be. It was more about how I've been able to connect with my guides or not connect with them. But I'll take this information and I'll incorporate this and meditate on this or go into the records. And I thank you so very much. Great blessings to you.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Okay. Isla wants to know if science will be supported now because of the need, and if her mother who lives with her will be safe because they're doing all they can to protect her. So You can go ahead and unmute yourself if you want. So can you tell Isla, does it look like we're moving to a space where science will gain back the respect that it once had and be more supported? Is there a movement in that direction? What I'm feeling is all that panic energy that's going on right now. So it's a confusing swirl of chaos right now. So not in the moment, but down the road, the chaos and the confusion will clear. Some sanity will be returned. Excuse me. And then we will come into a time where I see all of that parting. The sun comes out. There's these beautiful sentinel trees that are witnessing this evolution. So it's a big shift that's coming. And those big shifts are painful. That's growth, right? It's the kind of painful growth that, it's like when you're kids and you have those growing pains and there's nothing you can do about them. You feel it. It's just part of your body changing and you just have to go with it. So while it's uncomfortable and probably not going to be a whole lot of fun in the short term, it's a necessary evolution of as humanity in general. So it is coming, but it's going to take time. So we all need to be prepared for that and just remember to lean on our guides even more than we have before, to hold our hands and guide us through those times when it feels bleak and it feels dark and we can't see where we're going, but they've got us. There's that beacon of light ahead and they will guide us towards it and we'll move through this period of confusion and chaos. And then that beautiful vision of the sentinel trees and the sun coming out and the cleansing and the purifying and a new age. That's what I'm feeling, new age that's ahead of us. And it's going to take some time. I'm feeling like probably longer than any of us want it to, but it is waiting for us. And we just have to stand in our faith and our trust and our confidence that there is a plan for all of this and that we are moving forward, and just keep doing that. So what about her mom? Will they be able to keep mom safe? What I'm getting again is like this swirling pot of confusion. And it's like, do your best, but there are too many things at play that are shifting right now to be able to know. So it's just do your best and know that in this time, there are going to be a lot of people passing from this earth. And we are all going to need to adjust to that. So if we can move into that knowing that souls are planning to exit Earth in larger numbers in the near future, and know that that's okay. They wanted to leave. This is just the way that they're doing it. So we don't need to get all upset about it because they would have left whether there was a pandemic or not. It was the time they chose to exit. So this is just, as we're shifting, a great many souls are taking advantage of this exit point to move on and then decide about the next incarnation. So it will be up to those of us who remain to understand and to do our best to be okay with that, to know they're fine. We don't have to worry about them. They've moved on to something better. And for us to be here and to stand again in that faith and that confidence and trust that our guides are there for us. It will be okay. And we just do the best we can each day. So whether your mother stays or goes right now is totally up to her. And that could change. She might go into it thinking, oh, I'm staying. I don't want to go yet. I want to be here with my family. And somewhere down the road that could shift and she decides she's ready to go. And that's true for all of us. So I don't want you to feel, Isla, like that's something on just your mom. This is for all of us as we're going through this challenge. If we decide that we've had enough and we're ready to hit the reset button and go start a different lifetime, maybe even on a different planet, who knows? But we get to choose that. So we can choose to exit when we're ready. And this is just that time when a lot of souls are going to be doing, it's a mass purging, if you will. So as this is happening, it will be a challenge because, you know, we're attached to these people, but just know that we can always connect with them and allow yourself permission to do that. You can connect with them in your meditation. You can connect with them in your daily life. You know, when you're driving down the road, they can be sitting in the seat beside you. Just allow that energy to be there. You can connect with all of your departed loved ones anytime you want. You know, we tend to feel like there's that separation, but there really isn't. It's available to us to connect with. So I just went off on this long tangent. I hope that was helpful. I don't know, can you unmute yourself and just let me know if that helps or if you needed something else?
Thank you. Love you.
Love you too. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So Leah, you can unmute yourself. Want to know what your twin babies want you to know as their mother? Have you had the babies already, Leah?
Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
Hi. Well, no, we found out that they're twin baby girls.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. At 6 months old, I'm expecting them mid-June.
Wow, that is so exciting.
We went through, you know, some, you know, medical stuff that I got really scared, but at the end, everything is fine. So, well, I was asking for one. There are two girls.
So for those of you who don't know, these are Leah's miracle babies because she didn't think she was ever going to have babies. And here she is, 6 months along. I'm so happy for you. So let's see.
That's
what
true.
do your babies want to share with you? So Leah's little girls, what do you want to tell your mom? They're saying it's really comfy and they're so happy that they have each other. I see them holding hands.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I see them swinging. So even though there's not a lot of room, they're feeling that energy of swinging. And
all the time.
It's like rock. I feel like the rocking of the cradle. And so they're very cozy and they're just enjoying it, but they're excited to come out and meet you. And now they're walking. They're in a hurry. Oh, wow. They're in a real hurry to get on with their lives. So I'm seeing like this time lapse of their life. And now I see these little girls in these blue and white pinafore dresses and still holding hands. And they've got kind of sandy brown hair with curls.
Really?
Yeah, and they're playing on a swing set. It looks like a park kind of setting, and they're just having so much fun. They're very light-hearted, happy children. And so that's what they're seeing for themselves. So they want you to know, you know, they've got all these big plans and they're in a hurry to get on with it, but they're feeling wonderful, and you're providing them a wonderful environment in which to incubate, and they want you to know they so appreciate that, and they're just, everything is good for them. They're feeling great.
Wow. You know, it's funny, but I have the same, you know, feeling about the environment. So I am happy, I'm excited that these two miracle babies are coming into my life and into my family's life. And because I am happy and I do all of the things together with them, I still play tennis somehow. I go to the theater, go to the cinema, or I used to 2 weeks ago before coronavirus. But, you know, I have the feeling that they are enjoying what I enjoy.
Yes.
I'm trying my best to, you know, just to show them that life is, they will be here because I want them to enjoy life.
Yeah, and so that's why that message, Leah, they were validating for you that what you're doing, they are feeling and appreciating.
That's great.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. Keep us posted, all right?
I will. I will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Much love to you.
Thank you, Deborah.
So, Helen, your hand is up. What's your,
Hello.
hi.
I have two concerns, and the first one might not even be allowed. So I feel like Donald Trump is when the tough get going, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Life gives you lemons, you make lemonade kind of guy, and that we don't have any problems. So I'd like guidance on that.
I'm not clear on what your question is. You want to know if what you think.
My feelings, I guess I want to know if my feelings are valid. I feel like Trump is when the tough get going, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. That's my perception of Trump. And that we as a country with that leadership don't actually have any problems. So I would like guidance on that, my position. That's my position.
Okay.
I feel like he's tough and he's going to make lemonade.
Okay. So what can you tell Helen about what she's expressing about the leadership of this country?
Thank you.
This is hard, Helen, because, I have a whole different perception. So I'm trying to push that aside.
I know, that's why I thought maybe the question wouldn't even be allowed.
No, all questions are allowed. No, we're connecting to something beyond all of these things. So yeah, I'm feeling kind of a rudderless feeling, like a ship is like kind of spinning and there's no captain at the helm. So it's needing direction, and that's lacking right now. But on the other side of that, Helen, is all of these things that are happening needed to happen because there was a lot of purging that needed to come for this new age that we're moving into. And that was going to happen no matter who was president. It might have been a little less painful if we had done it in a slightly different way, but this is where we are. This is what we're dealing with. We're all ultimately going to be fine. Either we're going to choose to exit or we're going to stay here and work through it. But it's important for all of us to know that and hold on to that. And we, as souls, create our own reality, right? I teach that to you.
Well, that's my reality then.
Yes, you.
Lemonade, here we come.
That's your reality. So you hold on to that, you keep believing that, and you ride with that, and that will be true for you.
Okay. Do my guides have any guidance for me in particular?
Okay.
Not that, just.
Okay. So anything else you want to share with Helen? They're having a party and they're serving lemonade.
That's what I want.
So this waiter's coming.
Can I have real cane sugar, please?
And pink lemonade too, if you want. So there's a silver tray and there's all these cups of lemonade and they're going around serving people lemonade. And beautiful glass straws. They're being very environmentally conscious. So yeah, and there's lots of sparkles and it's a very upbeat, very level feeling, calm. Yeah, just enjoying. So there's that energy of just, this is what it is, and just be here and enjoy it. And don't allow all that other stuff to come in and upset your apple cart.
Right, that's the way I feel.
Yeah, so that's your reality. You stay there.
So nothing about a job or anything like that?
Well, you have to ask, remember? So.
Oh, sorry.
You want to tell Helen about a job. Is there a new job on the horizon for Helen? Anything to look forward to there? No, I'm not seeing any change right now. It's sameness, it's level, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's all have our lemonade then.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Joy, you're welcome.
Okay.
Okay, let's see whose hand is up. Vernell. Hi, and I see. So you typed your question, but just go ahead and tell me what it is. It's easier to process if I hear you.
All right, no problem. So one of the things I've noticed in my life, I've always noticed the cycles, and I've noticed a negative financial cycle. Sometimes it's great, but at other times it's very bad, and it comes at times like crisis. What I'm wondering is, are those tied to maybe any past life contracts? And also, do my guides have any advice on how to navigate and come out of those cycles?
Okay. So for Vernell, these negative financial cycles, is this a karmic repeating pattern that she's experiencing? Yeah, it is. And so it keeps coming up because it needs to be processed, right? And that was something that, excuse me, just a sec. That was something that your soul wanted to process in this lifetime. So that's why it keeps coming up. It's your opportunity to get the message and to make different choices to get out of that, to process it. So what can you show us about this karmic pattern that will help her to move out of it? I'm seeing you as a shop girl. You're wearing a kerchief, you've got a dress on, and you're barefoot, and you're pushing this wooden cart. And so you're happy. But from outward appearances, it looks like your life is kind of a struggle. And yet you're happy. You're finding a way to make this work for you and not let life get you down, even though it's a challenge. And so there you are, you're out. And now you've got flowers in your cart, and you're delivering flowers to the rich people in town. And they barely notice you. It's like, you know, they're happy you're there to bring that service, but it's like they're very dismissive of you. It's almost like you're invisible. You know, they see you for that moment, they get the delivery, and then they move on. So there's something about being seen there that's coming up. And this is feeling like it's maybe another past life that's connected to it. So give me just a moment to see what that is. There's a thread here for now. Yeah. Now I'm seeing you as a tribal woman, and you are pulling that thread, but it's a rope, and you're pulling it hand over hand, and you're pulling water. There's a bucket of water that you're pulling that's attached to this rope. So again, I'm seeing you with a smile on your face. So it's despite all the stuff that's around you that's not so pleasant. So what is that about? It feels like it's an avoidance of dealing with certain realities that are just not comfortable, that you'd rather just pretend don't exist, and pushing them away, but they have to be dealt with, and they're going to keep coming back until you deal with them. Does that make any sense?
On a certain level, it does. There's my profession doesn't absolutely fall in line with what I'd rather be doing, which is I'd rather be on a bunch of land, growing a garden, and just doing what makes me happy. So at the same time, it's just that, you know, there's life and we have bills to pay, so I do have to work. So it's kind of, you know, that kind of makes sense right there.
Yes. So you're pushing aside your dreams and aspirations just because you've got to deal with daily life. Yeah. And that's a pattern that you've done before. So the wonderful news is, now that you've realized this, it's time to step forward and look for ways that you can make your dream happen, even though in the moment you don't see how that can be. This is a call for you to step out of the box. Look for out-of-the-box solutions, something that you might have never thought of before. And know that your guides are going to be bringing inspiration for you. So baby steps towards your goal. Yeah, you take care of the responsibilities and you pay the bills and you do what you got to do. But don't let go of that dream. Otherwise, you're going to come into the next lifetime still needing to resolve this. So you want to get this taken care of now. And I'm seeing you moving through the reeds and getting through the blockages and the obstacles. You have a purpose and a passion. Keep moving towards that. Don't let anything take you off that path. Always keep moving towards it. Even though it might feel very incremental and very slow, it's there for you. So you want to keep moving towards it. And you create it brick by brick by brick. You're building that new foundation for yourself. So it's there for you to create. You can absolutely do it. But only if you believe in yourself. That's, yeah. Believe in yourself that what you have to say and do and bring to the party is really important and it's needed. And now I'm feeling community coming in. So it's, Vernell, you don't have to do this by yourself.
Yeah.
Bring in help to do it so that you can get your dream moving along faster. That's feeling like part of the missing ingredient for you, that you've been struggling and trying to do it yourself for too long. And when you bring in others to help you create that dream, because guess what? There's others out there who want to do something similar. So if you come together, do it as a group, you can all get there faster. So it's that old adage about, you know, we all do better when we lift each other up. So coming together and doing it. Does that help?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, 100%. You actually just confirmed a lot of things that I actually have heard from my guides myself. And it's sometimes there's a little bit of a disconnect because I get sucked back into work and corporate life and then I forget about it. So I keep getting sucked back in. But now, you know, I know just to stay focused and stay the course and do it little by little.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Daily life can do that. It can suck you in and totally distract you. So commit to yourself 15 minutes a day to connect with your guides. And they will bring you more of those insights. And as you do that, you're going to be building that muscle of connecting with them easier and more fluid so that you can do it just on the spot. You don't have to actually stop and take the time to connect. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like instead of having to do this whole formal thing that we kind of think of it needs to be, no, it doesn't. It can just be a relaxed 15 minutes where you just kind of, hey, gang, I'm here. Let's hang out. What do you want to tell me? And then as you do that and you get more comfortable with it, you won't even have to do that. You can just be driving down the road having a conversation with them.
All right.
It can evolve to that, but it's you relaxing, allowing, believing that they are actually reaching out and talking to you. And when you hear that little voice and you think, oh, that's just ego, and you dismiss it, very often it's not ego. If it's uplifting and it's encouraging, it's probably your guides.
All right. Oh, man. Thanks, Deborah.
So for a lot of people who want to have that connection, they think that it's something big and mystical, and often it's just that little voice that pops up and whispers something in your ear that's uplifting. And it's like, oh, thanks. And so go act on whatever it was they shared with you.
All right.
Because you're getting that all the time, but you're not recognizing it.
Yeah, I do. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
So I just want to tell you guys this spot that's growing by my head, this is the sun that's coming through my background. So I forgot to put something up there to block it, but it's kind of funny because it's almost like we have this energetic orb hanging out with us. So we're just going to go with it. All right, Adelina, your hand is up. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hi.
So my main question is, I think it's two questions, but they're related. So first of all is this week I did have the virus and I'm recovering now, but my flatmate also had it. I feel like my symptoms have been much worse, with a lot of pain in my lungs. And I also feel that on some level I've chosen this, and the release of it feels really good. So first of all, I think I just want some guidance around this because I'm just curious to hear more information about why this happened. I mean, I'm sure I've chosen it on some level if it happened to me, but why, and if there's any lessons or if there's anything that I need to know about this experience.
Okay. So what can you share with Adelina about her experience of having this virus? So the word opportunity is like blasting like a neon sign. So it's an opportunity for you, Adelina, to allow others to witness that you can go through the fire and come out the other side and be okay. That's what you are demonstrating, because there's so much fear that, oh, you know, I'm going to get this thing and I won't be able to breathe and I'm going to die this horrible, painful death. And you've had it a few days and now you're rebounding and demonstrating that you can come through. So the more people like you who are those being witnessed as healing and coming through, and also from a medical standpoint, there will be value in potentially studying those who did come through and learning from that. So that's a possibility. I'm not sure that you specifically will be called upon for that, but those like you who do come through it. So it's part of an uplifting message that people need this reassurance that it's not always a death sentence. And also, as we talked about earlier, it's only a death sentence if your soul was ready to go. So if we can understand that and take some of the fear out of this, letting that fear energy dissipate and go away is going to strengthen all of us. So you're standing and demonstrating that you can come through it with faith and confidence and know you're going to be okay. And that can be your truth and your reality. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I feel your words resonating with me. So thank you for that.
Yeah. So thank you for bringing that to the table, because that's really important right now.
Yeah, maybe that makes sense why my symptoms have been that bad, because it was quite scary and painful, and not everybody has that. So yeah, that makes sense. I've also received energy healing from my friends, which was so lovely. So the other question is, I feel like recently I've been going through a really dark period. On top of getting coronavirus, I'm also experienced depression, and I feel like I need to change things in my life. I feel like in my job, which is a good job and I'm quite good at it, it's not fulfilling anymore. And you know, I've tried to do other things that I felt like they were a calling before, maybe painting, maybe writing, maybe looking into science, and none of them feel, I feel like I need to make changes, but all the doors I thought I need to open are closed. Like they're not the right doors anymore. And so I think I just want some guidance around what's the direction that I'm being pointed to, because I don't see it. What is it that I need to do, or just a bit of actual guidance. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So as you were talking, I got a visual of you as like this angel of light with all this light emitting from you. So it's like you're a beacon, you're a messenger. Those words are all coming in. Does that make any sense? Is there something that you're wanting to share with the world that you've been holding back?
So that's a vision that I had about myself ever since I was a child, with me being filled with light and other people coming to me to get light. And I feel like this needs to happen, or I need to step into this me that I'm not now to being applied. But I don't know how. I don't know which way I need to go. How do I get there? I don't.
Okay.
I feel stuck. But yeah, I think you've seen that as reassurance for me. So thank you for sharing that.
That's validation that, what you saw is real, and that is a possibility for you. But just know you don't have to do that if you don't want to. However, what's holding you back is all your ideas of what it should look like. Adelina, you get to decide what it should look like. How do you want to serve? You pick it. Go out there and test things out. Try different modalities, techniques, whatever you feel drawn to. Because if you feel drawn to it, there's a reason. There's like a magnetic attraction sometimes to things. go experiment and play with it. Be that angel of light. Be playful. Oh my gosh, the world needs that right now. So bring that light, playful love energy. And then help people in whatever way feels right to you, and know that it will evolve along the way. And that's perfect. So take off the blinders, be open to new inspired ways of being. This is all about being rather than doing for you. You're stepping into a new phase of being for yourself. And sometimes that's uncomfortable and it feels odd, and we just want to flow with it and experiment and test things until you find that path. And then once you do, oh my gosh, I'm feeling your heart just opening up and expanding massively. And it's just going to feel such pure bliss and love. And you're just beaming that to the world. And then you are that beacon. But there's no pressure upon you that you must do that. It's about you doing it because it feels joyful. So always remember that you're stepping into what feels joyful for you, because when you do that, then more joy beams out of you. You can't stop it. It's just going to be flowing, and then people will be attracted, those who need what you have to offer.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you. So
when you do that, that depression is going to dissipate. So just keep your eye on that vision. That's why that vision is there. That's your guidance system. It's knowing that it's out there and you're moving towards it.
okay, thank you.
You're so welcome. Okay, Katja, I don't know if you want to unmute yourself, or maybe you can't. You're working in the public and it's essential services, so you're probably going to have to keep working and dealing with the public daily. You can't do the social distancing. So you're doing the washing of the hands and calling upon your guides to stay in a protected bubble. And you want to ask them, what do they advise you? Oh, and you can't unmute. Okay. So for Katja, what guidance do you have to share with her? Because she's vulnerable in this position. Yeah, I'm seeing that protective bubble, Katja. Keep doing that. And this is actually, as crappy as it all feels and seems right now, this is actually an opportunity for you to step more into that leadership and believing, trusting, knowing that you have the power to create that bubble and to protect yourself, and that you can teach others to do the same, because a lot of people don't know they can do this, Katja. So you are going to be standing there as evidence that this is possible, that you can do this. So yeah, keep doing your diligence of washing your hands and not touching your face and being careful, and you can soar through this. That is absolutely possible for you. So while it feels uncomfortable and probably scary at times, know that, oh, just hang on a second, I'm going to mute that out. Know that you are successfully creating that bubble around yourself. Keep doing that, keep the faith, and keep moving forward. Because I'm seeing you, you are on the path. It's not like you're out there wandering in the wilderness. I'm seeing you on your path. You've got focus, you've got a mission, and you're moving towards it. So just keep doing that. Keep your eye on the prize. And now I'm seeing your third eye scanning, looking out ahead for you, like a sentinel for you. And that's really interesting. So that's going on for you. This, what is that about? That's feeling like, Katja, they want to validate for you that you've actually stepped up to a higher frequency, whether you're aware of it or not. And it's feeling like that's happened for you fairly recently. So you haven't quite gotten comfortable with it, and you're feeling your way through it. And maybe that's why at times you feel a little less sure than others. So they're wanting to reassure you that you've got this. You're doing well, you're on the path, and keep going. So I hope that helps, and you can maybe type in the chat and let me know. And hang on with me just a sec. I'm scanning the comments to see if I missed anything down here. So Crystal, you can go ahead and there, you're unmuted. Do your guides have any information for you on your current situation?
Yes, my husband is really giving me a hard time about my spirituality, and he just thinks that I'm on the wrong path and I need to stop doing this. And anytime he does this, I just feel like I get really, really sad and upset, and because I accept him for who he was, and it's like he's not doing. I'm trying to speak low because he's in the other room.
Okay.
So if they have anything, that would be awesome. Thank you, and I love you, Miss Debbie.
Thank you. But Deborah, please.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Deborah.
I'm just correcting that for anybody else who hears it. Okay, so what do you have to share with Crystal about her situation with her husband? Yeah, I'm feeling this big blanket of fear, Crystal, like what you're doing scares him. And scares him because maybe he's afraid you're going to leave him behind. And the truth of it is, he doesn't have to be left behind. He could choose to accompany you on this journey, but for some reason he's not. So with our spiritual journey, sometimes we do leave people behind, and we get to decide, do we want to take that spiritual journey, even though it does mean sometimes leaving them behind, or do we want to stunt our own spiritual growth to stay with them? You get to decide that, and the answer is perfect whichever you choose. So know that, first of all. I'm feeling you're really pulled, though, to go on that spiritual journey, so that's probably the direction you want to go. So do it as lightly as you can, and do it when he's not around. You know, be respectful of his feelings, but if this is the path your heart is guiding you towards, then don't let anything stop you. Keep moving forward. Now, the possibility exists. I'm seeing this bright light. So the possibility exists that as you keep moving forward and you expand, and he witnesses how this has changed you in a positive way, he might get on board. He gets to choose. He can either get on board or he can get off, right? He's got that opportunity. So you keep choosing each day what's right for you. Don't worry so much about him, because that's distracting you from your journey. So what you can do is you can just, send that unconditional love to him, accept him where he's at, but don't let that hold you back. So you're going to be on your own path, and he might, move further and further away from you over time, but that will be his choice. Does that make sense?
Perfect sense. Perfect. Oh my God. That's exactly just like the lady had just said, you don't know if it's you or if it's your guides, and you nailed it. You nailed it.
I'm glad. So you keep doing that. Don't let anything take you off of your path, because
Yes,
there's
ma'am.
so much waiting for you. You don't want to miss it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
So Jan, you didn't know how to put your hand up. That's okay. There's a thing in the bottom of your panel, if you can see the bottom of the panel, to raise your hand, but it's perfect to type it in the chat. So you've been very sick and you want to know whether it was the virus because you couldn't get tested.
Mm-hmm.
So let's ask that question first. Was Jan infected with the virus, the COVID-19 virus? Yeah, I get a yes on that.
Yeah. I get a yes too. So it's a very pernicious virus. If you are able to fight it, and if it gets to your lungs and you're fighting it, and you never end up in the hospital, which hopefully most of us will not end up that way, it wears you down. It lasts so long, and it just doesn't go away. And there's been 2 or 3 days the past 2 weeks where I thought, should I go to the hospital now? And then I'd say, no, I'm fighting it. I'm fighting whatever I can do to fight this. And it messes with your mental health too. I feel like this thing almost has a consciousness, and it's attacking light workers and people that are trying to do good. There's something about this. I don't know, but whatever you feel to read on that one.
Okay. So what does the outlook for Crystal look like in the next 6 months? What can you tell her about that?
For who, Crystal?
I'm sorry, did I get your name wrong? Sorry, Jan.
Jan, yeah.
So for Jan, what can you tell her about the outlook in the next 6 months? So I'm feeling you breathing deeply. So it's like, yeah, you're going to recover from this and you'll be able to breathe freely. And I'm seeing lots of light. That vision I got earlier on with the trees, the sentinel trees, and the light shining through them, it's just very powerful visual. So it's for all of us. And that's the picture of hope that we're moving towards. So yeah, we're in the midst of all this swirling chaos and fear and panic right now. But if we stay the course and we trust and know that we will come through it, we're all the spiritual warriors coming forward now to march through this. We can do this together. And togetherness is going to be a very big part of it. So even though in the moment we're doing the social distancing, we still have these virtual ways of being together. And we are together energetically. We're sending out all of this positive, uplifting energy to the world just by coming together right now. So that's out there moving from us as we are here in the moment. So thank you all for being here and doing that. So in the next 6 months, it's feeling like it's clearing. It probably won't be perfect. It's going to take a while. And we are moving into a new age. Things are going to be different. I'm feeling like we will never go back to where we were before. And that's probably a good thing, because that old paradigm of life is passing away. We're going into a whole new way of being, where the spiritual warriors will be coming forward with more confidence. Because, you know, for so many light workers, they've been hiding and trying to be invisible because they're afraid after lifetimes of being killed and tortured. This is our time. We're all being called powerfully to come forward, to stand together, and to help the evolution of the earth and the people into this new age. So that's coming, and it's very exciting. So if we can stay in that energy and knowingness that that positive, exciting, wonderful new age is there for us on the horizon, that'll help to get through the dark days. Because it's not going to be all sunshine and roses till we get there. It's going to be a challenge. And thank you for bringing the message, like Adelina, that you've been through the fire and you've come out the other side.
Yes.
And bringing that hope. So keep sharing that, letting people know.
And all the people that got sick with me, and I'm the only one out of all of them who's gotten to this stage. And so I feel like there's been 100 people, I'm a teacher, at least 100 people around me that have had the fever and the light cough, and it went away. It was fine. And then suddenly you go into this stage where breathing is hard and breathing hurts, but that's a rare number. And I believe, I've been doing research that people that might be getting to that stage might have vitamin A deficiencies. Vitamin A helps develop and protect your alveoli, and this virus destroys your alveoli in your lungs. And so the minute I started taking vitamin A, I started feeling better. So it's a very interesting thing. Yeah.
That's good. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, vitamins and, you know, eating a really good, healthy, nutritious diet right now, lots of fluids, stay hydrated. Those are all important things.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Jan. Oh, so Laura wrote in the chat, Jan, and for everybody, that the participants icon on the bottom is what you want to click on, and there's a raise your hand button. Thanks for sharing that, because I don't see the same thing you do as the moderator. And Doug, you're putting supportive answers here for everybody. Thank you. So I don't know if the rest of you are scanning the chat or not, but Doug is giving us thumbs up, and he liked your question, Vernell. Karen, you had to leave, but you'll listen to the recording. So it doesn't look like you had a question. Thanks for being here, Karen. I really appreciate it. And yeah, definitely listen to the recording. I'm sure you'll get a lot out of it. Dan says to everybody, tell yourselves, I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be financially secure. Yes, yes, and yes. That's true for all of us. We do. That's what Creator wants for all of us. Katja came back and you missed your answer. Yeah, it's on there for you, Katja. So I'll send you a message and let you know where you can find it so you can get it. But yeah, they had a great answer. And basically, it's like you're on the right track, you're doing the right thing, and your protective bubble is working. So yeah, stand strong in that faith and that confidence because you've got this. And there's a really cool message in there. I can't wait for you to hear it about your third eye. So that was exciting. Okay, so Epiphany, what's your question?
Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
How's it going?
Awesome. How about you?
Good. Good. So Eric's here with me. We both have a question for you.
Okay.
So it's been like really, really crazy 2020. Very chaotic, really crazy start, to this year. And something that like keeps coming up, and I think I brought it over from 2019, is that there's a lot of pending stuff going on, like pending, so I'm having a really hard time because it pulls you in so many directions because you constantly have to be on top of making sure, you're checking on this and being on top of other people to make sure that they're pushing this through so that, you can finalize and complete these things in your life. Right. And so I'm understanding that like, I have to be creating this like constant, I have like 7 things in limbo right now, and I want these completed, and this is stuff that, like I said, I think I've brought over since 2019. So I'm trying to understand why I'm doing this to myself. What am I supposed to learn from this this pending stuff, why is everything so pending? Why can't this stuff be completed? This is stuff that's been going on for either several months, years even. There's things that it's just, why are things not coming to completion?
Has this been a pattern that you've noticed before, or is it specific to this time frame?
Maybe I'm just noticing it now, but definitely I've done my soul purpose with Ariella Indigo, and through doing like my name, and she has this she did this Hebrew letter, and through your name it kind of gives you like what your soul purpose is on different levels, like your soul and then your physical, and something that came up big was completion, things coming to completion. And so if this is something I'm to learn or to fulfill in this lifetime, like I just have all this stuff pending. So what am I doing? Why is this stuff just not coming to completion, I guess? If you can get anything from that.
Okay. Yeah. So what can you share with Epiphany about all of these things that are going on and just not getting to completion? What is that about? Yeah, so it feels like it's avoidance of making a choice, because if you've got 6 things pending and they're bothering you, it's like clutter, it's energetic clutter, right? That's blocking you from moving forward. So it's about, all right, discipline. Let's stop. Let's make a list of the things you need to do and prioritize. What do you need to get done first? Just do it, knock it off the list and get past it, because it's like a boat anchor that's holding you back. And just on the other side of all of those things, there's the horizon that's waiting for you to go and explore. There's new energy out there and excitement. So don't let that hold you back. And maybe it's also about examining each of those things and deciding whether you even have to complete them. So it's giving yourself permission to say, okay, I started this, but it doesn't serve me anymore, so I'm going to throw it overboard. I don't want it anymore. So it's about you stepping again into this new paradigm that we're all stepping into, and a different way of being. So letting go of things like that energetic clutter, if it no longer serves you, you don't have to do it, get rid of it. And the things that you do want to do that do serve you and others, then okay, make it a priority and get it done. But this is your opportunity to develop more clarity, because you need that to step into the next phase. So it's like, it's like training wheels on a bicycle. That's what I'm feeling. So you're in this stage, you're still got the training wheels, but you're ready to get rid of them. You just need the trust in yourself that you don't need training wheels anymore. You've really got this. And I'm feeling like this, You just wanted somebody else to tell you so that you could get that validation. So again, it's lack of trust in what you know. This is calling you forward to trust in yourself and your inner knowing, to connect more deeply with your soul. Trust that vision and follow it. Don't be distracted by all that stuff. So either finish it or let it go.
Okay. Well, the interesting thing is this is not in my control. Like these things that are, if I'm waiting on other people, you know, it's not, well, I guess maybe, I don't know. I don't feel like I have this control. Like it's not something that like I can say, you know, I'm not really into that book anymore. It's okay if I don't finish it. You know, this is like, I'm waiting on this person to like get this done, you know, so then I don't have to, and I did make a list. I did do that to help so I don't have to constantly be thinking about all these things, but it's like I constantly have to be checking up on these people who are like dragging their feet and not getting these things done. So then I can be like, oh, okay, finally that came through. Finally that's done. Finally that's, so if it's not me that's technically in control of it, is it just something that I'm like, all right, I'm just going to deal with it. Like, if I don't get that, I don't get that. Is that?
Yeah. Well, see, you're attracting those kind of people to you because of that energy, that stuck energy.
Okay.
So as you start releasing those things, the energy is going to flow. You're going to attract fewer of those kind of people, or you're just going to know who they are and not engage with them. The ones you still are engaged with, can you get somebody else to do it? Do you have to wait on them? So you're choosing to wait on them.
Okay.
Make a different choice.
Okay.
Even though in the moment you may think, I can't, it's not in my control. Yes, you can. There's always another choice. Okay. That's the real challenge for so many of us, is that we get stuck in that little box and we say, but I don't see any other choices. Well, the first choice is get out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll see more choices.
Okay.
So it's looking for things that you haven't considered before and allowing your intuition to guide you. Because when you're in all of that stuck energy, you're wearing blinders, the walls are up, you're not seeing.
Okay. Okay.
It's like not long ago, I was talking to this lady and it's like, I see this huge beige wall, which is really odd. And it's a massive beige wall and it's blocking her. She can't go anywhere. Well, it turns out she's got this big beige wall in her house that's blocking her because she hates it and feels unable to change it. And it's like, wow, don't need any metaphors for that one, do you? How much more clear can that be?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it is. These things are your beige wall and they're stopping you.
Okay.
But it's a false image. It's not true. You're only allowing it to be true.
Mm-hmm.
So walk around it.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to have to like think about it a little bit more, just because it's the, like these things where it's like somebody owes you money. So then do you just like let that go? You know, that's kind of a hard one. You know, so it's kind of like in those types of situations where you're like, do I keep pursuing this? Is it really worth the like $200, you know, or is it worth the 200, you know, it's like making that choice, I guess, is, you know, as a reference. And then something that's very similar about the pending stuff and then the holding on to it or not is, I've talked to you about this before, is I have this trademark that I've been waiting on and just more things have come up on it. And I'm just kind of wondering, do I stop pursuing this? Do I stop, like we had a discussion before about it being highly likely that I get it in March. And so the interesting thing is that there was 2 different classes. So the one class I actually will get, but the second class is what's still so pending. And I mean, it can be pending for like, it's been pending for 2 years. And so when I asked that question, I should have been more specific on which class, right? Because it is highly likely I get it. And you're right, I did get it and not the class I really wanted it. So do I keep pursuing it?
Okay, so is it wise for Epiphany to keep pursuing this trademark?
In class 25.
In class 25. Is it wise to keep pursuing it? Yeah, it's something important that you want, that you have a vision. It's a part of the plan you have. So definitely keep pursuing it, but don't allow it to take you off course of everything else. You're doing it along with other things, but don't let it become the primary focus, because that grinds you to a halt. So as you start clearing away all of these energy blocks that, you know, all these people that are blocking you, one by one, figure out how you can disentangle or wrap it up in some way. That will free up more of your energy to allow that trademark thing to go through, because it's all that stuck energy that's causing more stuck energy. It perpetuates, right? So just start clearing it away bit by bit, like spring cleaning. So this is going to be your spring cleaning.
Okay. And it's springtime.
Yeah.
Today's the spring equinox.
Yeah.
And it's also Eric's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate everything that you say. And I will definitely be re-listening to this and start to try to like implement and really look at like where I can start. Like you said, intertwining myself with these like energetic, like poles that I need to cut loose and break free so I can move forward.
Yes. One by one.
Yeah.
Let them go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have a quick question. I've been spending a lot of time, you know, we spoke last night talking about trying to figure out an idea how to create change in my life. And I spent a lot of time, I wake up at 5 o'clock every morning. I discipline myself and try to learn about the things that are uncomfortable: money, business, economics, politics, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not sure what kind of change I need to make to get out of that sharpening the pencils type of rut, if you might call it. So is there anything that the guys can tell me about what the next step as far as change is needed to finalize the reality of the next phase I'm going into?
Okay, so what?
I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, we'll let them figure it out. It's all right.
I'm trying to keep it simple. Yeah.
Yeah. So what can you tell Eric about this dilemma he's in and moving into the next phase? What guidance do you have for him? Stop playing with pencils, Eric. It's distraction. That's what they're saying. So it's like you're distracted by all these little things that are keeping you from the goal that you really want to go for. So it's about getting clarity and focus as well for you. Take a little time, do some introspection, decide what you really truly want, and stop fiddling around with all those distractions and pencils and start moving towards that thing that you really want, because you're creating your reality every day with your words and your thoughts and your actions. So if those thoughts, words, and actions are not moving you towards your goal, they're moving you away from it. And you get to choose that every day. And this is not about self-judgment. This is just about being real with yourself and saying, okay, so if yesterday I chose to play with pencils and that took me away from my goal, today I'm going to put them away and I'm going to move forward. And then some days you're going to stop and not make progress, and that's perfectly normal. It's not, you know, total forward progression there, but you're going to stop and pause now and then. As long as you keep moving forward on a consistent basis, you'll get there. But it's about you having the vision. So do you have the vision of where you're going?
No.
Okay. So what will it take for you to have that vision?
Maybe a spark of inspiration or clarity.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your big, hairy goal that you think that you can never achieve?
Being a successful painter comfortably, and not being able to paint and make art without constantly having to worry about money in the process.
So are you painting on a regular basis?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, that's what's missing. You see, you need that energy moving, that creative energy. It's blocked right now. So you need to be every day, as much as possible, doing a little bit on that creative side that's moving you towards your goal. Otherwise, you'll never get there. Don't allow life's distractions to stop you from pursuing that goal. And you're looking far ahead to what you want down the road. Let's focus on today. Focus on one foot in front of the other today, making progress, and you will get there. But if you keep looking ahead and saying, oh, I'll never get there, it's impossible. Look at all the other people who failed. That's going to keep you from that goal. So stop that. And each day, do that thing that lights you up. Do your art, express yourself little by little, and you're going to find the more you do it, the more it's going to expand, and the opportunity for it to expand will be there. It will grow, but it's just this little tiny ember right now, and you've got to nourish it. You've got to give it fuel and oxygen. So that's what's missing from your recipe right now.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So go make some art. Make some beautiful art, because the world needs art right now.
I like it.
Awesome.
Thank you, Deborah.
You're welcome. So gang, I had said we were going to stop at 12:30, but we've still got a lot of hands and chat questions here. So we're going to keep going. I'm not going to leave you hanging. So if you can hang with us, we're still going to be here. All right, back to the chat questions. Oh, Vernell, you had to go. Thanks for being here. Crystal, you found it beautiful and you can stop crying. I'm so glad. Yeah, just trust. Trust in your inner being knowing. Go with that. Be true to yourself. More of that, and you'll feel better every day. Just those baby steps. You know, you don't have to leap over a chasm. One step after another will get you there. So, Jennifer, your hand is up. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, hi.
Great. So my question is like a lot of other people, I'm not sure what's, I want to start making videos because now I can't do my hands-on practice. So I want to move from massage more into where my coaching practice is, but I didn't quite feel ready. I still have that fear of that transition, but I feel really compelled and ready all in the same breath. But I have that, like, there's this piece that's in the way of me communicating. And I know when we spoke in the physical class that you did, that communication is supposed to be one of my gifts. So I was just wondering what else may be keeping me stuck from taking that leap into doing videos and really kind of using the words in a bigger way.
Okay. So what can you tell Jennifer about shifting into a video medium to share her message? I'm feeling like there's a lot of judgment about yourself and wanting it to be a certain way, a certain level of perfection, and that's stopping you. And know, Jennifer, that what you're sharing is so beautiful and it's divine and it's already perfect. All you have to do is just show up and speak it. It will be enough. You are already enough. So let go of that little voice that's telling you that you're not. And just do it, because you know the journey to transitioning into delivering your work on video, it's not pretty in the beginning for everybody. There's a process you go through, but it's the message that will shine, and that will be beautiful and perfect. So just allow that to be, and the sooner the better, because as you said, it's necessary right now. And with all of these people being locked up and feeling a little panicky about it, they need that connection. So offer it to them. Do it in whatever way feels right to you now. You can do it one-on-one. You can do small groups. You can do large groups, whatever you feel led to do. But just start. Start somewhere.
Okay.
And you know, you can turn the cameras off in the beginning if you want to. You can just do audio. But
well, I think what I'm being, one of the things is where I teach indoor cycling, they want us to start doing videos to send to the gym members to post online. And I'm really called to do, because I'm, you know, an EFT coach, I want to do tapping with them, but I have yet to do. So that's where I have all these wonderful ideas, but then I don't take action. And there's like a really, and it's funny you said little voice. It's not a very little voice. It's a very loud voice. It's like full of fear. So that's kind of why I was wondering, is it something, what's the one next small step? Because I think we've talked about this last time, that I like to be running. So I don't really see the small little steps sometimes because I think too big.
Okay, so make a list of those inspired ideas. Pick the one that sounds the most fun and just go do it immediately. Just tell yourself you're going to do it. Be disciplined and do it. Because here's the thing. What you're going to be sharing is going to help a lot of people. So the longer you dither around and don't get it done, the longer you're denying them what you want to serve them with.
Okay.
So don't do it for you, do it for them.
That helps too. Yeah. Okay.
Puppy's trying to interject here, sorry. So if you can focus on getting out of your own head and I'm doing it for them, there's a greater purpose. Just go get it done. That will help. That's your baby step, right?
Okay.
If you take it away from you, put the focus on them. Because for all of us, we have this desire to serve. So if we stop worrying about ourselves and being perfect and just getting it done because they need it, we'll feel better because we've done it. We can stop judging ourselves about it. And once you've broken through that barrier and you've done it once, it's easier to do it again. And then you're going to find all of a sudden, my gosh, you can just do them back to back and get it out there for the world.
And I have that feeling. And what's funny was they wanted us to do a little funny video of like toilet paper. And I after I got done working out and today I thought, oh my God, said to my 10-year-old, I says, I know exactly what we could do as a funny skit with toilet paper for working out. And so I kind of enrolled her in my idea and I said, let's do that. And then I think that can kind of like spin into where I want to head just to break the ice.
That's beautiful. And short little bites. They don't have to be long videos.
Right.
Just a couple minutes, but just do something and get it out there. So make a promise to yourself that today or tomorrow, I'll give you a leeway there, but today or tomorrow, you're going to do one video. Just get it done.
Okay. I can do that.
It's just getting over that first hurdle that's hard. Once you've done that, it will get easier. And just, again, laugh at it. Don't worry about it not being perfection. Because you know what? When you're not perfect, people can relate to you better. They're not perfect either. You're just being you and you're serving from your heart. And that's all you need to do.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, Laura.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay, thanks. Thanks for hanging out a bit longer. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
I also really appreciated everybody's questions, and it just seemed to resonate and seemed to speak to me as well. So thanks everybody for asking all those questions. I guess this has been probably the most difficult week for me in decades, to the point of despair. And not necessarily because of the virus, although that's, brought income to an absolute halt. And, looking at just a few weeks of left of money in the bank account and not knowing where that's going to come from. So I guess I'm looking at or wondering, one, in general, what are my blocks? And then even what do I do? Where do I go from here? How do I live? How do I pay my mortgage or put food on the table?
Yeah, I hear that and I feel that deeply. So many people are feeling that. So the first thing is that there is a bill right now waiting in the Senate to get passed to bring some financial relief. So that should be coming. I'm also hearing that there probably will be some movement from financial organizations to give a grace period on payments. So those may not be things you really have to worry about right now. But the big overall thing that's coming through, Laura, and thank you for bringing this forward because this is important for everybody. We are all being called right now to step up and help each other. More of a sense of community, which is kind of ironic since we're also social distancing. And thank goodness we have the internet so that we can connect. So like on my local community Facebook page, somebody posted and said, who's got alcohol? My brother's an amputee and he needs alcohol to prepare his stump to put the prosthetic on, and nobody's got alcohol. They're all sold out. So many people stepped forward and said, I've got a partial bottle, I've got a couple of bottles, and they were dropping it off on the doorstep, all because somebody reached out and said, I need help. So this is a time for us all to reach out and say, I need help. or I've got this and I can share it with you. As we come together and we share resources so that everybody is okay, it's really going to be about building that community, whether it's a virtual community or a local community. But community is the big word that's reverberating right now, because we have all been very distanced by some of the political climate and other things that are going on, and the hatred and the bigotry that has reared its ugly head over the past few years. That needs to be resolved. And it's come up because it needs to be resolved. And we are at a time where we're ready to resolve it. Let's clean house. Let's get that detritus out of the way so that we've made the way clear for this new age, this new paradigm. We can all move forward together. So it's calling you, Laura, to stand in your spiritual warrior shoes with the confidence that you know you can get through this. Not just surviving, but thriving. But you're not going to do it alone. You're going to be doing it with those who are joining arms. We're all going to join arms, linked together. And we're going to move forward, taking positive action that will positively impact everybody. Does that help?
Yes and no. Yes, it helps as far as, I mean, and that is what we're seeing. I'm Canadian, and you know, we are seeing a lot of a community. We do have Facebook communities where people are reaching out and doing these. I've started a cop meetup group where we drive through a you know, for people that are feeling isolated, we drive through the coffee shop takeout, and then we park our cars cop style facing each other so we can commune and still keep our social distance in our own cars. But there is that sense of community with people helping one another, and we're seeing that. I'm seeing more of that. I'm trying to stay out of the, well, my mistake is also reading a lot of the news, which is, I need to stay back from that, because for every good post, there's 5 bad. But it's still not helping me. I still feel that I must be having a block, because this is years. You know, there's, even with the financial help, it's a couple of $100. I mean, I'm self-employed, so I don't have that that backdrop that employees have. So, you know, it's still, how does, or what do I need to do to move forward? And do I have blocks?
Okay, let's see what else they have to say. Is there some block you can identify for Laura that will help her to feel better and to take more positive action? Yeah, it's that deep-seated fear that's karmic, Laura. And this current crisis has just brought that to the forefront for you in a more powerful and visceral way probably than you've experienced it before. So it's like a 2x4 smacking you in the head and knocking you down because it's so powerful. But just know that you can shake that off and stand up and move forward. And what's going to help you when you get into that fear and panicky feeling is taking positive action. Even if it's just walk around the block, but it's getting the energy flowing and looking for inspiration, finding ways to help other people. You're a leader. This is your opportunity, as you said, with your coffee group, that, and there's probably other things that you can do. So be open to the inspiration of how can you, Laura, stand up and offer something, whether it's virtual or whether it's, you know, in real life, to bring people together to support them, because in the supporting of them, they're going to be supporting you. It goes both ways. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be building on your business for the future. Now is the time to step up and do what you can, even if it's, you know, they can only offer a fraction of a contribution towards what you're bringing to the table, but it's still something there's still, you know, that fair exchange of energy. It's just maybe at a reduced level now. And we're all making those adjustments and accommodating so that we can all come through this. So this is your chance to really step into your vision. What do you want? What's your bigger picture? What's your big hairy goal that you haven't really been able to get to? This is that opportunity.
Okay.
So seriously, what's your big hairy goal? What are you trying to move towards?
A number of things. I like what I do, but I'm in real estate. But I'm always thinking about other things to bring people into, you know, supporting single mothers that are doing breastfeeding, and I keep seeing different visions of different things that I want to do as far as just supporting more natural things.
Mm-hmm.
So
the breastfeeding thing is either going to have to be virtual or it's going to have to wait until this thing is passed. But just pick one and go take some action. You're going to feel better.
Okay.
It's when you're in that place of saying, I'm blocked, I don't know what to do, and all the energy stops, grinds to a halt. Oh my gosh, that feels horrible. That's like the weight of the world just crushed you. And the way to get past that is to look and see what one tiny little thing can you do. What little action can you take? Because that gets the energy flowing and that heaviness lifts off of you. So it's taking that action. That's always the best answer when you feel this way, to get yourself out of it. And that gets that energy flowing, and then the inspiration and the vision can come to you, and you get into that better feeling place step by step by step. So I'm feeling this is a huge opportunity for you, Laura, to look around and re-visualize what you want for your life. Because if real estate's not serving you and lifting you up, how can you change it? Maybe you just do it slightly differently. Maybe you start moving into something else as an adjunct to it until you can transition. But that block that you're feeling is an illusion. That's fear and inaction that's holding you down. So it's incumbent upon you to really grasp that and say, okay, I'm tired of this, enough, I'm throwing it off. What one thing can I do today? And maybe it's, you know, reaching out and taking the steps to put into place that group for the mothers that you want to start. How do you do that? Do you write an article for the local paper to let people know? Do you post it on the local boards and talk about it? Because right now people are very needy. So if it's something that's needed out there in the community or, you know, the greater community, just throw it out there and see what comes forward from that. Because that may just open many, many doors. It could just be the beginning for you. I'm just seeing all these doors opening for you, Laura, but you have to get up and go to them. That's the missing part.
Okay, thank you very much, Deborah.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Suzanne. Go ahead. I think we're unmuting you at the same time.
Okay, here
There
I
you
am.
go. Hi, what's your question?
How are you? This is fun. So my question to my guides is about my service of sharing the loving that I know I'm here to share, and how am I to bring that forward into the world. As I'm sitting here right now listening to the group, I realize that many times just participating in these types of, you know, online endeavors, just the presence of being present, loving, is forward for me. I'm not in panic. I'm not in, you know, upset. I'm just being in the world right now with what's walking through. And I know that's one of the beautiful gifts that I have. So whatever the guides have to help me with, I'd love.
Okay, awesome. What do you have to share with Suzanne about her walk? Oh, so I'm seeing you skipping, and you've got ribbons in your hair, and you've got this real childlike energy. So as you're out there interacting with the world in whatever way you choose to do that, remember to bring that element, that playful, joyful element, to chase away the darkness. That's what you can do to serve the greater good right now, to bring that ray of sunshine, that hope, the playfulness. We don't want to lose sight of that in the midst of all the fear and panic. People need that hope to hang on to, that there is something that will come after this darkness, and that they can actually experience that in the midst of the darkness. They can choose to create that little bubble around themselves, as Katja created for herself. And in that bubble, they can be secure in the knowledge and soak up the love of divine, knowing that they will come out of this, they will be okay, and that life will go on. So bring that element of joy and light and love. That's what you can do to serve.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah, that's so part of me is that lightness.
Yeah. Is
You
there
know,
anything else to
kind
that?
of, you know, in the despair. Yes, that did radiate. I don't know if you can hear me. That did radiate very well with me. And I know that's what I try to bring forward. And I just have to realize that, you know, if a person is willing to accept it, they'll get it, you know, and if they're not, that's okay too, you know, wherever they are. But you're right, we will get to the other side of this. That's what it's all about. Yeah.
Just know, Suzanne, that as you said, your purpose is putting it out there. It's up to them what they do with it, and just bless them and move on if they don't choose to take advantage of it, because those who need it and want it will.
Mm-hmm.
And you just keep doing your thing, and that's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
for bringing that energy. I appreciate it. So Agnes, you had to leave. Oh, you bought my book. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. I'm glad you're liking it. And let's see. Katja says that she feels whatever it is that's happening on the planet and to the environment it's a good thing, and it's uplifting for all of us. And yeah, absolutely. We are moving towards a promise of something greater. Yeah, this suffering that's going on right now is not for nothing. We are moving towards something. Okay, I don't see any more hands. So if you have a question, raise your hand, and I'm going to just finish up these last few questions in chat. So Judith, you have a very long one here. I'm going to hold off on that until I get through all the others, because I want to give it proper focus. Adelina has a question. Thinking about leaving your job and just being unemployed for a while to spend time with your parents and paint. But the financial aspects are what's holding you back. And so you keep the job because it's secure and pays well. So what do your guides have to say about that choice? Should you stay in London or move with your parents? Okay, so would it be an optimal choice for Adelina to quit her job and move in with her parents right now? No, that's not your optimal choice right now. So is the optimal choice the status quo? Does she just keep on doing this job? No, it's something in between, Adelina. So while you're doing that job and you're wanting to transition to something else, what can you get going on the side? What can you explore, experiment with, that will bring you joy, that will lead you towards your ultimate vision?
Actually, this is a very good question. So I have started helping some of my friends I've started working with my friends to grow the London College of Spirituality, which is a community to bring spirituality more. So I've volunteered as an organizer to organize events. And I was thinking whether this can grow for me. So maybe can we ask if this is the optimum choice?
Yeah, so is this volunteer job with growing this College of Spirituality, is that the optimal choice for Adelina at this time? Yeah, I get a big happy guides jumping up and down, clapping their hands. Yes, absolutely, because that's going to help you move towards your greater goal. And
Okay.
then, you know, at some point, it probably will open doors so that if you want to move, you can move. But always choose the thing that feels the very best. For all of us, that's the best guidance, because that's our soul saying this, I want more of this, let's go do this. And when we choose our soul more than our ego, that's when more opportunities and more joy comes into our world.
Yeah, definitely. It's just when the mind gets in and you're thinking about what can happen and kind of brings noise into the signals of what you feel. So thank you very much for.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep me posted about that. It sounds really exciting.
Yeah, will do.
Awesome. Alrighty. So Catherine, your hand is up. Go ahead. What's your question?
Hi there. My question is, I would love to know who my guides' names are, and I want to know what my next step in life is.
Okay. So for Catherine, any of the guides want to step forward and share a name? They're shouting lots of silly things like, "Hoo boy," and "way cool," and just kind of celebrating and happy energy. But are you saying those are your names? No, they're just being upbeat. They're wanting to bring that vivaciousness to the circle here today. All right, so is there a name that you want to share with her? You're getting Jackson Brown, so you have a Jackson Brown. Okay, is there anybody else who wants to identify? Sally, there's a Sally. Yeah, the others just took a step back. So they said, no, that's okay. Generally with the guides, they don't care about names because that's not meaningful to them since they're all about energy. But if we insist upon names, they either will say, okay, you can call me this or call me anything you like. So you can make up names and call them. You can make up pet names for them. But those are the two that they were sharing with you today.
Okay, thank you. One more question. What is my next step in life?
Okay. So what can you share with Catherine about the next step for her? And they're saying, shaking their heads, and they're saying, Catherine, just take it already. Stop waiting and hesitating, because they're not going to tell you what to do, but they're going to encourage you to follow your own intuition and take that step, because there's more than one option for you always. And they don't want to influence your free choice. So they'll encourage you, they'll inspire you, but they'll never tell you what to do. If you ever hear that voice telling you what to do, that's ego. And that you can pretty much ignore, because you want to talk to soul and find out what it is that soul is up and about so that you can follow that path. So as far as your next step, it's pick the one that the sun is shining on. That's what they're saying, Catherine. Pick the sunny path, because that's the more fun, more pleasant, feeling that sun shining on your face, and it's just so comfortable, and you're soaking up the warmth and the light and just feeling the breeze on your face and experiencing life. So it's just about moving forward on that path that feels good to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you kindly.
Okay, any other questions before I dive into the really deep one? Not seeing any hands. All right, well, thanks for hanging with us, everybody. So I'm going to go back to Judith. Do you want to unmute yourself and just describe this so everybody can hear it?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to have my question answered. I really appreciate it. So my question was, I'm getting a lot of words and phrases for the past many months now, which are all, when I Google them, because these are usually phrases and words that I don't normally use. So like very strange words, or sometimes they are names.
You just went silent. Are you still there? Judith? I think we lost you. So as she was saying, she's getting these strange names and words, and like names of Sumerian cities and gods, and she's feeling like it's something to do with the original creation story that was written in the Sumerian times, that's based upon the biblical story. And then she got the story of Gilgamesh. If you come back, Judith, go ahead and unmute yourself. Are you there?
Something happened, so I lost the connection. So
we lost you.
Was,
so I was just reading
yes.
what you wrote while we were waiting for you to come back.
Yes. So
So
yesterday it was Inuma Elish, and I woke up with this, like repeating it in my head, like constantly repeating in my head, but it was just, I was just waking up, so it was really strange. And then today, randomly, the word Gilgamesh came. So my question is, what am I supposed to do with all this?
Well, it's coming through for a reason. That's the first thing. So let's just ask, are these past life memories? Let's find out if that's what it is, first of all. So is Judith getting flashes of past lives? Is that what this is all about? No, this is not about past lives. This is about teaching you so that you can teach others. So what's coming through, it's an important message, or they wouldn't be putting all this effort into sharing it with you. So it's about you recording it and then sharing it, whether you speak it or you do videos or you write about it, it doesn't matter. But they're giving you pieces. This is a greater story that's unfolding, and it's meant to be shared.
Okay.
That's why it's coming through.
Okay.
So,
and is there like a timeline? When am I supposed to do that? Because right now I feel I don't know enough about all this, but I had some really huge revelations in the meantime for myself, which totally changed my whole way of viewing life and everything, and religions and everything, and politics and countries and the whole human history. So, but is there like a timeline? When am I supposed to do something with it? Because right now I still feel I need to learn more and more and more.
Yeah. So no supposed to, Judith. That's the first thing. They're feeding you this information. You just keep faithfully recording it until all the pieces fit together and you feel ready to share it.
Okay.
Right? There's no pressure on you about supposed to. Just allow it to keep coming through. Be in a state of gratitude that it's coming through, because it is something far greater. It's calling you to a greater purpose.
Yes.
And you obviously agreed to this. You gave permission, or it wouldn't be happening. So it's something that your soul wanted to do, and it's exciting and beautiful. So just keep track of all the details and look for that bigger picture where you're going to start assembling the pieces into something that makes sense that you can share with others. As soon as you feel like you have enough to share, then start sharing, because you probably will never get this done. I'm feeling this is a lifelong journey for you. You're going to keep getting pieces. So at some point, you're going to have enough that you can share a chunk. And then you'll share another chunk. And you do that in whatever way you feel led to that feels best to you. But just know there's no hurry. Take your time, allow it to process, enjoy the experience, because it's deep and it's exciting and beautiful. So just flow with it and have a great time.
Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thanks for being here. So Joanne, go ahead.
Hi.
Hi.
Just ask what my spirit guides had to say.
Okay. So what can you share with Joanne today? I'm seeing someone painting on this big canvas and they're drawing big, bold black strokes. And it's like they're doing a blackout. They're making the whole thing black. So with that, what is that about? It's an expressiveness, but it's an expressiveness of darkness. Or blocking out the darkness. Is that what it's about? Yeah, it's about blocking out the darkness and not letting it negatively impact you, Joanne. And they're showing you making like a cocoon around yourself, a protective cocoon. Don't let that stuff in and get you off your path, because you've been making such amazing progress. You're moving forward. You're on purpose. You're on mission. Don't let that derail you. You know, it can slow you down a little bit because, yeah, you got to navigate around it, right? There's a lot of detours that are popping up, but don't let it pull you down into the mire and the morass. Keep going. Know that you've got that protective cocoon so you don't have to be negatively impacted. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I think that's everything in chat except for the thank yous, and you're welcome. So glad you were all here. Just see any more hands? All right, gang. Well, it's a little after 1, so last call. Any questions left? If not, we will call it a wrap. Okay, I don't see anything else. So let's just take a moment and express our gratitude for what our guides brought and for all of you being here today. So appreciate you. Thank you to all that is for being with us today, for blessing us with your presence, with your love. It was such an amazing experience. And we want you to know how deeply grateful we are for the gift that you brought to us today and for the gift that you bring every day, for your presence, for your love and your support in guiding us through the challenging times, through the wonderful, uplifting times, through all of the times, always being there, steady, reliable, unceasing love and devotion. So appreciated, and we return that to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being who and what you are. Thank all of you for being here today. Many blessings to you. See you all soon. Bye. Oh, don't forget to go check out the YouTube channel. All of these videos will be posted bit by bit as I get to them, but the big complete video will go up probably by tomorrow. It'll take that long to get it uploaded. See you all soon. Bye.